Hey, this is Holly Roadfeld. Holly is a champion. You might be asking yourself, Tony, why is Holly a champion? What is a champion? Well, I'm going to tell you. I met Holly a lot of years ago. I'm not going to say how many, but it was a lot of years ago. It was at a music festival, and she saw me play one of my pieces. It was called Rush. And I saw her play a piece of another composer, and it was awesome. We just became friends. Although we didn't know each other very well, I had heard her playing, and I loved it. And I had these pieces that I had written, these homages, only 5 that I had written years earlier. And I decided to send them to her. And I was like most of us, I sent that email. Hey, I'm going to send you these pieces. And it'd be great if you looked at them and let me know what you think. Blah, blah, blah. We all know that email. We've all sent that email. Holly got that email. And she did something that, unfortunately, many musicians don't. She listened. And I guess she liked what she heard. And I said, hey, why don't I write more of these for you? And she was like, yeah, I think you should. Thus began the journey of writing these 10 homages for Holly. Now, back to why is Holly a champion? What makes Holly a champion? First of all, a champion will give everything to your music. And they have the courage to champion people who are usually unknown to most other people. So here's a hot take for you. You can't champion Beethoven. It's been done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you. If that's a shock to you, I'm sorry to be the one to bring that to you. But you can't champion Beethoven. And you can't champion any other famous dead person. It is possible to champion people who aren't living anymore, who were ignored during their time for whatever reason. But you cannot champion Beethoven. The majority of musicians that I've met think they can champion Beethoven. Can't. So part of what a champion is they seek new things. They seek composers who are living for the most part and who are doing things that they think are exciting. And then they make it their mission to take that composer's music and work their absolute asses off to book concerts and dates and program this music and play it in front of as many people as possible, and often, on their own dime and their own time, to record it and do all this stuff because they simply believe in the music. This is part of what a champion is, and Holly is a champion. But not just for those reasons. Holly is a champion for just agreeing to record all these pieces. When I approached her about this, about recording all 15 of these pieces, and including the original 5 that were written like way before I even knew her, it was a daunting prospect, I think. She can correct me. But these pieces are very different, and they're, really represent a lot of different techniques and a lot of different styles. So many different styles. Really, really a lot of different styles and techniques. To ask one performer to try to represent all of this, to ask them to try to get inside your head and figure these pieces out musically so it makes sense to them, but also tries to honor what the composer's doing. And it takes a level of dedication that I think is lost on many people, that I think is lost on many composers. I just wanted to give a shout out to Holly and to all the other champions out there. You know who you are, and you know what you're doing. You're doing something that matters. I thank you, and I thank all the other composers and people that you champion. Thank you. You're awesome. You're badasses. Become a champion.